Target locked. Ready to fire.
You can't handle the truth.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. It is Friday, January 23rd, and as the thumbnail showed today, Bitcoin holders crying as gold is racking it up, closing in on $5,000, guys. $4,948 right now on gold price. Silver is at $99.57 right now. The volatility is getting insane. A lot of people are thinking there's going to be a sell-off at $100 silver and $5,000 gold. Is that going to be the thing that everyone goes for the short? There's the psychological numbers, and then the price just rockets past, wrecking all the shorts as Bitcoin is dropping right here. You can see it. We did lose that level again. But this is the level we've been talking about right there all week long, and we're getting a rejection down from that again. So, guys, we're going to break it down, make it a short show today. I've got to get out of here today and get on the road before an ice storm hits here in Dallas today, because I got a cruise to catch tomorrow. So I'm going to Ted Cruz this shit, and I'm going to be gone while Texas is getting hit. So if you know, you know. But let's go ahead and do this thing. You guys know what time it is. Class is in session. And of course, as always, today's show is brought to you by Chart Prime, the official sponsor of the Piper Academy Network here. But also a part of the Piper Academy Network here. It's my co-host. It's the OC guy. He's got his own neon light there in his room behind him. So what's up, OC? How you doing, man? Gold and silver. How you feeling about it?
Oh man, they're the new meme coins at this point. I'm pretty excited about them. Also, it does scare me a little bit. We see a lot of uncertainty in the markets as we start seeing everything kind of reversing on giving some weakness signals. So I'm not really sure. I mean, feeling about them exactly, pretty excited, right? Pretty excited. I do hold gold. I want to start unloading some of that gold, to be honest, and that's because it's digital gold.
So it's funny you say that. So, I'm going to be on a cruise ship for 2 weeks. 2 weeks I'm going to be out to sea, and all of my silver will be in a safe at my house with my son and a whole lot of firearms. Just for those anybody getting any ideas out there. So I am wondering, do I come back home and silver's back down to like $60 and I missed my opportunity? I don't know. It's kind of a conundrum. It's a little bit of a conundrum, OC. But I don't really have time to go sell it today. So I guess we'll see. Fingers crossed. We'll see what it does. JB Hawksmack said, what cruise line? I'm thinking of taking one soon. Done Disney with the kids. We're young, and Carnival kind of ghetto though. It's on Norwegian Cruise Lines. We're on the Viva, one of their Prima class ships. It's got go-karts on it and slides and all kinds of craziness. So, but OC, let's go take a look at this Bitcoin chart right now, and then we'll see what you think of what you're seeing on that chart. Let's go jump over there. Yeah, this is the line in the sand, guys, that we drew. We drew it $90,000, and I said, look, we've got to get above this and keep 2 candles closed on the 4-hour in order for us to go higher. You can see we had one that broke above. One candle closed above, second one couldn't do it, and we've been stuck under that level this whole time, getting a push down now. Bitcoin currently sitting at $88,600. We have triggered a bearish oscillator ribbon, and money flow is now in the red. So, guys, not looking good for Bitcoin right now. Of course, if you're talking about altcoins, a lot of them getting wrecked also. OC, what are you seeing on the Bitcoin chart on your end? Let's go do that. And then, hey, Crypto Princess, how you doing, lady? I see you in here. She said, my American bro. That's my UK sis right there, the princess. What are you seeing on the Bitcoin chart? Let's get in there and take a look at that. We'll come back, check the chat, and then get in on some news.
Absolutely. So take a look at the charts in Bitcoin. I know it's a little messy. Let me clear that up a little bit for you guys. Just remove a little bit of that noise, and then we'll bring it back, of course, right? But what we see right there is almost exactly the same area. Look at that, crossing the 90,150 area. That is because that is this support right here on this liquidity zone. Not only that, it also has been a resistance for a long time for this other area. If you guys are wondering why do we have those areas, look back to your left, right? You might be surprised on the amount of things that are coinciding on that zone, right? Let me make this a little bit more spacious like this. And you'll see that I have at least at a alert at 9,150 and another one at 86,902. That is because we have an ongoing trade. I gave it yesterday here, and since the little second I gave it, it started going reverse. It started reversing on us, right? Something important to remember is that this is a half of an entry. In the next half of the entry, it's right there on the resistance on this area, right? So basically, it is my next entry. It's at 90,150. And since then, we haven't even been able to catch it. And we were just a second ago back on profit. So we are hovering onto that same zone, not being able so far to define it, but not reaching the 90,150, or better yet, not reaching the 91,260. Give me so much more bearish sentiment. Not only that, we are back with our end of that peak red, which usually indicates that we are going to get a bearish continuation. This is I usually read it the other way around, as a goose hit, but usually that needs to be a little bit more to the right, so a little bit more I don't know, like let me draw it to you. Like the peak needs to be, like pointed to the right, but in this case it's pointing downwards into what could be a reversal. So I'm looking at it and I'm really getting this kind of vibes, right, where we're gonna be reversing. So let's take a look at what happened after that. So we have some volatility on those zones, and then we end up turning or curling back around to the downside. And it is quote unquote obvious that we're going to have that continuation because of the wide of range that we have right now. So let me just get rid of this, and let's remember that we have a V-shaped recovery. We have a range in here, a little range, and that is the top of the channel, and that will give us a 70% chances of ranging. Ranging we did, of course, and right now we're going for the last piece of the puzzle. Is it going to be a spring that is going to lead us to the upside, or is it going to be a flat positive bearish continuation? So far, everything's pointing as a flat positive bearish continuation, where the bottom would be at 84,944 before giving us a fake out and then a further downside continuation. So far, things can change at the end, but we'll keep a track on it and we'll let you know as soon as we see something different.
Awesome. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the news, man, and then we'll come back, take a look at gold and silver. Yeah, the battle is on, man. I'm watching the price on silver and gold over here, and it's just that $99.50 range just keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down. Same with gold on it, that $4,950 range. So let's go get it on the news. Let's break all that data down, and then we'll come back and take a look at those two charts, see where we're at with everything. Let's take a look into the Cryptoverse metrics first today, guys. We are currently sitting below a $3 trillion crypto market cap. The trend line on this, the median fair value of all the crypto combined, is at 4.741 trillion. And we're currently undervalued right now by 36.96%. Looking at the wristbands, we're sitting just at the very low end of the 40% wristband, about to flip into a whole nother multiplier for the Piper plan for DCAing, guys. So if you're over there in the Discord, watch for Monday. If we break below this level, gonna probably have some more higher DCA levels, multipliers for you guys at the lower price range. So with stable coins right now, Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 59.23%. Take away the stable coins, we're sitting at 65.7%, continuing to move to the upside there on Bitcoin dominance. Let's take a look at liquidations in the past 24 hours. According to CoinGlass data, past 24 hours, we saw 104,409 traders get liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $181 million. Largest single liquidation order happened on HTX. It was an Ethereum trade right there. for 2.45 million. Actually, it's one of the smaller ones that we've seen lately. How about longs versus shorts? Right now, 49.21% of the traders in the market are in longs, 50.79 are in shorts, which means we could get a little pullback to wash out those shorts before heading lower if that is the direction it's going to head. Look at the fear and greed index for today. We are sitting in extreme fear, 24 on the crypto market fear and greed index. And then also, here's a little update. Digital Asset News dropped this about the Greenland deal. Currently, Greenland's status from the 1951 agreement has leased military bases, meaning we pay a lease for having military bases there, and it goes to the Danish country. It's Danish sovereignty. The mineral control is all under the government there, and then renewable timeline. We have to renegotiate consistently. The proposed new U.S. Deal with Greenland, which was done with the NATO Secretary General, sovereign pockets in Greenland that would have U.S. ownership, not leases, mineral control, U.S. and NATO exclusive access, and they would have blocking influence to deny Russia access to there. An indefinite timeline would be a permanent presence forever, no renegotiations like we used to have, and then blocking influence, denying Russian access to the waters. So a lot of things on the table there for that change. Just a little update there. I thought it was a good graphic. I thought I'd share it with you. We are having on the TradFi side, the Dow Jones still sitting in the red, down about 0.5%, but turning around a little bit this morning. S&P and the NASDAQ have both turned green. S&P is pretty much flat, 0.08. NASDAQ is up 0.3%, almost 0.4. Russell 2K, small caps, getting a big sell-off today, almost 1%, down 0.8. And the volatility index slightly up, but sitting below 17. Not too bad there. How'd European markets look overnight? Mostly in the red. How about the Asia markets? Mostly in the green. Bonds market, 10-year treasury yield dropping just ever so slightly, but it's still sitting at 4.243%, meaning that we're probably going to see higher mortgage rates next month, guys, if it stays at this level. Oil, we are sitting above $60 a barrel. You can still buy a whole barrel of oil and have enough for a dinner with 1 ounce of silver, but it is above 60 now, showing a little bit of economic strength. And we saw some economic data come out today also that also said the same thing, guys. There's gold sitting at $4,945, up 0.6% today. Silver's at $99.50, up 3.22%. See, I told you that 99.50 keeps shifting. Copper is up 2.41%. Platinum is up to $2,700. Palladium sitting at $2,000, both up over 5% on the daily. Let's go take a look at those gold prices. Gold prices ease on profit taking after nearing the $5,000 mark, and we are seeing a slowdown on that. As I just showed you, gold just barely up today. Spot gold edged lower after nearing that $5,000 an ounce mark earlier on Friday as investors booked profits after prices struck another record driven by an uncertain geopolitical output. I will say, though, despite them selling that stuff off as it's hitting that $5,000 mark or front running it and getting close to it, it's not really dropping, guys. It's not. It's going down to $4,950 and it's kind of staying there, which makes me think that the bulls are getting ready to just rip some band-aids off of people that thought that they were geniuses here, and they're just going to let them cry and bleed by making it go higher. I really do think that's going to happen. Be prepared. Let's go take a look at the crypto bubbles. How are we looking over here? Bitcoin slightly up on the daily, 0.2%. Ethereum up 0.3%. BNB is up 0.8%. XRP down just slightly. Everything's pretty much in this zero range, either slightly above or slightly below. Of course, my ticker, that's supposed to be slightly below me, not there. There we go. It's back on the screen. Solana, though, taking a big sell-off on the weekly here, still 10.5% down and down 0.6% here on the daily. Big movers. Monero, I guess it's up 1.4%. It's probably one of the bigger movers. Zcash is up 1.4%. Overall, kind of flat, in my opinion. I'm sure OC agrees, but that's pretty flat for all of that. Let's get into the economic data that came in today, guys. We had S&P Global Composite PMI, S&P Global Manufacturer PMI, S&P Global Services PMI. These are all how's the strength of the economy looking, right? And then Michigan consumer sentiment. How does the consumer feel about the economy? So let's break it down here. I got a quick script for you. All right, let's break down the data that just dropped. We got the January flash PMIs and the Michigan consumer sentiment data. First, composite PMI came in at 52.8, basically unchanged from last month and right on forecast. This tells us that the U.S. economy is still expanding but not accelerating. Stable growth, no recession signal here. What else? Manufactured printed 51.9, still above 50, still expansion, but it missed the expectation slightly. Services came in at 52.5, flat from last month, and also a little bit under consensus. So the PMI story is steady, not booming, not breaking. Now, the big surprise was this Michigan consumer sentiment here was at 52.9. Consensus was out it would be 54 for the forecast, and consensus came in at 56.4. And that is a pretty standout number this morning. Consumers are feeling better, is what this data tells us. And that's a double-edged sword for the bullish for growth, but it can slow down the Fed's urgency to cut rates. Strong consumers means demand is staying alive, which means inflation probably not going anywhere anytime soon. And that's what we have on that data today. What is the chance for the rate cut coming up next Wednesday? It's right now looking 97.2% chance of no rate cut, only a 2.8% chance that we see one happening next week. The House passed the final bills this morning, if you guys didn't know. If you remember back when we were in the government shutdown in November, I said, even if they approve it, it only carries us to like January 20th. You remember that whole conversation back then? Well, that happened. And they did pass a bill that just days before the shutdown, Senate now will consider that if they're going to approve it also. So the Senate still needs to approve this bill when it returns next week. But we are at the risk right now, if this doesn't get approved, of another government shutdown. I do think this one will get approved, in my opinion, my 2 cents worth. But OC, how are we looking on gold over there at $4,950 as this thing struggles back and forth? Are we about to break through on gold and make all the people that are selling off right now go, dang it, I thought I was smart? What are you seeing, man? With the microphone.
We're absolutely pushing. Yeah, I did notice last minute the mic was off. We're absolutely pushing. There's no doubt about it. But also, I want you to pay close attention to that little ribbon. It's kind of like I'm giving those vibes. And let me just remove that for a second. The whole spaghetti is giving us that vibe that he really wants to start turning around. So it usually means that we're going to have a further continuation, a little bit trouble up above, and then a possible retracement. Let's take a look at where the trouble is at this point. Because to be honest, I haven't done the actual analysis till this point, and I'm just turning everything on just to be here with you guys and save some time as I turn things on and off. All right, so very first things first is we have all of the order blocks all the way back down there. So basically we have no resistances because we are on price discovery. We are in all new time highs. And the next thing is that all the base support is somewhere around, look at that, where we have our alert at 4,448. Is still a possibility? Yes, it's still a possibility, but we'll figure out when will that happen. So far, we're on premium, and I would say the next target where we should be worrying about it's around 5,144, somewhere around here. Let's go into a lower time frames because this is where things start getting interesting and where the whole spaghetti start kind of like going having some sense, right? So let me just get rid of that and let's go somewhere around the 30 minutes. On the 30 minutes, we were talking about a possible retracement. We got that retracement yesterday. So that was a fabulous retracement, right? Let me also get rid of mostly everything. Let's keep that on. Let's turn that off. And let's do which one off? I will say this. All right, perfect. So we were talking about this huge triangle. If you don't believe me, remember we had on place, and I don't know where they are at. I think I removed them. Oh, here they are. We were talking about that triangle, right? So we just had a more mathematical perfect triangle being drawn. There it is with the white lines. So let's go for that one. And we're talking about, hey, you know what? Depending on whatever a triangle happens in here, we're going to have a continuation or a fallback down. So we're looking for that base support. So basically, we went to find support on the dynamic reactors exactly, and then make the breakout throughout that golden line. Not only that, we're back above that zero line, that give us enough momentum to break through, and well, then that tells the whole story. At this point, we have the very first break of structure, and for that, let me just turn everything off. For now, our first break of structure, it is right there. We marked that yesterday, right? And if you follow that, you should be right now on a long. If you didn't, well, then now the chance it's repeating one more time, and you just need to wait a couple of minutes here for that next break of structure pattern. I believe that since we are breaking through that zero line, we're extremely bullish, and we're about to break the range. I believe the next target it's going to be somewhere around here. Let's go. Somewhere around 5,083, which remember we had an alert just right now at 5,134. So your next area of taking profit will be somewhere around that zone. So math is strong. Seems like we're gonna have one more push. If you have some gold, I would say hold it. Not financial advice, but this takes me to the counterpart. If you have nothing on gold, this is not the time to start buying. All right, the time to buy, and I would say, and again, it's not financial advice. It's when you see a retracement. You want to go for 30 minutes and look for that retracement? Perfect. Go for it, right? If you rather go for the 4 hours big retracement that we've been waiting for a long time, and I'm updating that, so I'm just moving it around where I believe we're going to get it. All right. So then go for it, right? So it's your choice. However long you want to wait for, it's going to be giving you a better retracement. And for that, well, give it some weight. At this point, remember, I'm thinking to offload some of my gold at this point. Don't be the one to buy it, right? So just saying, and that is because, just to wrap this up, look at the 4 hour scenario, right? We have a peak seeker, we have a pre-reversal triangle, so it's indicating me that the reversal is coming soon. We have a bearish divergence, and we have a lower peak on that momentum rebounding here, basically creating the higher that we go, most likely the lower that we're gonna be pushing. So be careful with that.
Can we look at that on some higher time frames? Because when I look at 4 hour on the silver, which I'm going to do here in a second, show you guys, I do see that we are coiling for a downturn. But we look at this on the 12 hour and then the daily. It's telling a whole different story, in my opinion, when I look at the oscillators. So gold, not so much like silver, but on gold, definitely seeing that it's getting pretty top heavy there and getting the bearish divergence, but it's still printed higher. But are you seeing anything different there on the oscillator for gold on the daily?
Yes, I do see something different, but pretty much aligns with that. Might be just the interference in between we get that to that point, what I would actually say that. And don't get me wrong, things can change, right? Things could change. And I'm seeing this as a little hump, which could lead me to that goose head that I'm looking for, right? That goose head, it's further continuation, little retracement small retracement, further continuation, and then bigger retracement. So maybe that bigger retracement might happen, as we go on time. So something like that. So probably this is going to be the breaking point if we get the goose head right there. But yeah, in the mid short term scenario right here, for me, that ends up being almost the same. Look at, for example, this area right there where we start creating the possible goose head. We have the little retracement, then the further move to the upside, right? So little retracement, further move to the upside. That's what I'm seeing so far. But we could have, as you mentioned, we could have either a reversal right there, or we could have the goose head on that zone. But I would say we're getting closer.
So let it pull
to
back.
on the top.
So let it pull back and then 100x long on PaxG. Got it. Let's go take a look at what I'm seeing over here. Let's go see what I got over here. I'm watching on silver, and we'll look at the 4 hour first, like OC did, and you'll see we do have the downtrend arrow that fired off, overbought, fired off on the oscillator. We have turned into a bearish downturn, money flow kind of coming down, volumes getting flat, right? The air's getting hot, the beer's getting flat. Looking for a girl, I ran into a guy. His name was MCA. I said howdy. He said hi. Looking at silver here on the 4 hour, though, it is looking a little weak. Let's go to the 12-hour though. Let's go see this little story that it's telling here. We have a transition ribbon. Money flows coming up. Volume's kind of flat. We have a transition ribbon, meaning that it likely could be turning bullish here. Not oversold at all on the 12-hour. Silver continuing to push $99.85 right now. Seeing strength on the 12-hour. Take a look at the daily, OC. Silver's daily is a whole lot different than what we're seeing on gold's daily. Our peak seeker fired here, and we got the pull down into the platinum pocket and got a bounce out of it. We're now doing a curvature on the ribbon, and it's starting to come back up. Money flow still in the green coming up. Volume's a little flat, but overall, I think that silver continues to run, and gold may have a pullback. I don't think that silver's going to get that pullback that gold's going to get when I look at this. And I just want to refresh everyone's memory, guys. We were talking back here when we hit this peak and pulled back. I said, guys, this is your range to pick up and enter into silver. And that has been absolutely played out perfectly. And let's just go see what it would have been from that level, even if you just put it at the top of it. That's a 41% run up since we gave you this bar here on the live stream, talking about silver back in the end of December. So in 1 month, 41% upside move. So let's go. Let's go. Someone here said, who was it? Let me see it. Mike Vollmer, the Mod King. He said, I've got gold and silver. I'm selling it right now. Any buyers? No. I don't want to buy yours. I bought mine at $18. I got my gold. If you guys remember, I told you I bought $30,000 in Pax G a while ago. And yeah, that thing is way up. But I am probably going to take some profits on my gold. Just not financial advice. It's what I'm doing. It's what I'm going to do. But silver, I might be carrying my silver for a hot minute now because I'm about to get on a ship. Oh man, OC silver right now as we're speaking, $99.92. I think it's getting ready to break $100 here today, guys. Here in like the next hour, the silver's going to be $100. What will happen at that point? I don't know. Let's go check out the chat real fast before we get out of here. I am going to be bouncing out, guys. I gotta beat an ice storm out of here. Mike Vollmer in here. D Jenny from the blockchain. Toasty, I'm ready. This honestly shouldn't be close. Sup, bro? You ready for this Pats game this weekend? That's what he's talking about. There we go. Let's see here. Sorry, walking the dog. It's shaky. XYZOZYX. I appreciate you being here. Alexander G, the Mod Queen. 2-dub in the house. Bracoshi No Dinero. French Toaster, of course, is in here. I also saw JB Hawk Smash in here. Melissa One Love. You get some hearts. Some hearts from Melissa One Love. There you go. OC can't do that. He don't have that skill set.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, Lunar Beach is LBC in here. Hey, LBC, be safe over there, man. Memphis is going to get hit pretty hard, man. So you're in my thoughts. Anybody affected by the weather this weekend, please be careful. Make sure you guys have the stuff you need in your house and yeah, take care of yourselves. That's the key. But shout out to Eric Wallen, Little Fish all in here. Appreciate all of you guys. Mark Dutch, how you doing, Dutchy? Appreciate everybody, man. OC, you got anything for the people on the way out? I gotta go pack up a car, man, and hit the road. But what do you got for the people on the way out?
First, thank you guys so much for joining. Remember to click that like button because if you do, well, then we're gonna get Piper ready and up and running faster. So help us out, click that like button, and let's get Piper on the road.
Yeah, if you guys aren't tracking, while I'm on the ship, I do have the Starlink upgraded internet on the ship. So we're going to try on Sunday. We're going to do a test run with BC Port Corp and OC guy. BC is probably going to upload the stream and start it. OC will be in with him, and if I'm able to dial in with them, I will be dialing in from the cruise ship, continuing the show from there. If not, it'll be OC and BC Port Corp though, holding it down for you guys. But yeah, Sunday we'll do a test run. So fingers crossed. I may be right back here with you next week. But if not, OC and BC gotcha. So I appreciate you guys. You all have a great one. Keep watching that silver, $99.86 right now. Gold, $49.58. Bitcoin currently sitting at Bitcoin currently sitting at $89,154, back in that range for the gamma on the options. So that's the pivot point for selling and buying, just so you guys know. So we'll see you guys here next week, at least OC and BC will. Hopefully I'm there too. But if not, you guys have a great weekend. Trade safe, use some risk management. And as always, guys, peace, love, profits. Hope to see you next week from the Caribbean. If not, take care. I'll see you guys when I get back. Later.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next
Don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out. 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 Out.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?